A good chunk of my videos seem to have the one background. A good number of people have talked about it, especially my peers, and it comes up every now and then. It's finally time to talk about it. So we need to address the elephant in the room. Actually, it's more of like a corner of the room that's being taken up by this. So I have a very interesting hobby, and it's all about playing with the Nerf Blasters. How is it different from using airsoft or paintball? It's cheaper, more creative, and just gosh darn fun. Oh, I can't believe I actually get to talk about this. It actually has been quite a long time since I actually been able to tell an audience or tell people that are not really knowing of the hobby itself. So it's great to try to get that message out. And the first thing I want to talk about is that explaining what the hobby is, I have to start from the very beginning, mostly from when I started the hobby years and years ago in the year of 2015, 2016. My friends and part of this one club have decided to heard about this game, and it's all about playing tag with Nerf Blasters. And they called it Humans vs. Zombies. It is right now an international, maybe globally game, but we'll get back to that in a second. So the game is that you have these humans who are trying to survive in the zombie apocalypse, and then you also have the zombies who try to stop the humans from surviving in the zombie apocalypse. Almost like The Walking Dead, just more running and more tagging and more flinging foam at you. It's just so fun to talk about it. Oops, my thing fell off. So I had a couple of friends of mine who were into this hobby and just testing out the new ways of doing it, and they're like, hey, wanna try this game? I'm like, sure, why not? So they had me get some Nerf guns. Sorry, blasters. I can't say the word G-U-N-S on the internet, so we're gonna say blasters. It's more friendlier, and I don't get yelled at by the community for saying it like I did before. So we had to go get some Nerf blasters. So I got a pistol, a second pistol just in case of a backup, and a nice pump action little blaster. It was really cool. And we decided to play this game. If you don't know how the game is played, let me tell you. Start out with having the humans, and for us in the college, we had a 5-day game. Mostly anywhere outside of college, they'll do their games very differently. But for us, we had 5 days. So in the morning, in the afternoon, and towards the evening, you just had free roam where you had the humans trying to survive the day from zombies in between going to classes, from the cafeteria to your dorm rooms. Outside, you were exposed to possibly being tagged by the zombies. Now, the zombies, they had a really good indication in the game what defines a zombie. Mostly just wear a headband like this. If you wore this, you were a zombie. If you didn't and had a blaster, you were a human. It's very simple. And basically, if you would turn into a zombie, you turn into a zombie. And in the evening, they had night missions where you can go and try to secure yourself victory and save yourself from the zombie apocalypse. It was pretty simple like that. And throughout the day, you had your numbers change. You had kind of just going along. Mostly the game was trying to survive the apocalypse. Did it for the first year. Loved it. met some new friends, lost a good amount of weight, and so on and so forth. Continued playing this game every semester until my last semester at school. At that point, it's like, well, this was a good run. Let's just call it a day. Was until I think that next year, I want to say 2018, where my one good friend who got me into this hobby was telling me that, oh, we have another campus that does a game for themselves, but they have a one-day event, which I'll explain how that would be later. And they're like, you want to go with me? And I'm like, sure. And at this point in my school, after post-school career, I was also trying to not only try to find a job for work and just trying to see if there were other games I could try to beat. I was trying to see if there were other games that I could go to, and this was a perfect opportunity to do it, because 1, I didn't know where else I can do it. 2, I didn't have that many friends who I knew who graduated and were into the hobby, so it was good to try to get out in the world and see what it was. So we went to the first game, loved it. That's a story for another time, and just kept finding more and more games to go to. Now, for these games, there are 2 separate things. There is player versus event, which is Humans vs. Zombies, which I have some good stories to tell about different Humans vs. Zombies games that I've been to. Or there's the more popular game of just player versus player games. Like if you were to play sometimes like the Call of Duty games, or Battlefield, or like any of those like war video games where you would have where you're doing online games where you're doing player versus player. If you kind of know that, you would get to understand the mechanics, where all the games would be like Search and Destroy, King of the Hill, having 3 lives and having respawn points in 15 seconds intervals, other games like that. And during that point, I started meeting new people, collecting more stuff, and finding out that some of the blasters I have could use more, and probably more firepower. Because at this point in the game, everybody was, when I played it first, we had stock blasters. Now, stock in terms means that you bought it from the store and there were no modifications. And at that point, a lot of people in the community which is a worldwide community at this point when I found out, really had modified all their blasters so they would shoot farther, shoot faster, and outdo their performance than what is regulated on the box and what the Nerf brand has specifically made per blaster. At that point, it's like, I really need to get into that topic too. Met a guy who was into that type of stuff, made good friends with him. Within 2019, met another person, and then got another person involved, then got my girlfriend involved, and we made a little packed squad. And mostly just going to every game, whether it's player versus player, player versus event, and just having fun. A really good question is why I joined. Well, let's say going from a college standpoint, why I joined was I was mostly active with a lot of the nerd clubs in school, where it was the anime club, the traditional gaming club, the theater club, and the club that I got Humans vs. Zombies in was more of just hanging out with friends that I know, meeting new people, getting exercise, interacting with others, and a really good amount of running a lot, and just, I don't know, there's something special on being a adult at this day and age, playing with Nerf blasters, and just, there's something about it that's just, it's just so fun. I can't explain it. But as I got out of college and I started going to more events, I started meeting people who were almost like everyday people, or they had like, they made like a librarian or a teacher or a journalist or like other people like professions who just do this for a hobby, where they just buy Nerf Blasters, or sometimes even making their own Nerf Blasters, modifying them and just customizing them to whatever they want, and just being able to show off their creative talents and their ideas and just bring it to a community that is just so what's the word? Creative, inspiring, fun. No, any one of those. You could throw that out in the comments. And it gotten so far that some people even, like I said, like they made their parts. Like they actually, using a 3D printer, printed their own Nerf blasters. And at that point, it's just, you can do anything from what you want it to do. Whether you can make it use any size darts, put it on your blaster, or just whatever you could come up with. You could it's fun to just try to get into this hobby where you can literally just let your inspiration run wild and just do whatever you want, whether it's modding the adjusting a spring so the performance goes in a pump action or springer. That's what we call them. Or you could go fix the wiring and the gauge and the battery to make one of those battery powered blasters and just do the same thing, increase the performance. You can even paint them, and that's kind of like my area. I don't have any yet, but I still plan to. And continuing with that, it's just, for a person like myself, you can't say no. I mean, you can, but for me, I love it. I just kept going, and it's become a part of me, and like, it helps with the aspect of role-playing if you're into that, or cosplaying where you're into that, where you can just get a blaster that would be from any movie franchise, game franchise, or even comic books, and just using that ability to modify any blaster to create your dream weapon of choice. And that's what is the beauty of Nerf as a whole. You can't do that with paintball guns or airsoft guns. They're more too realistic. At this point, you could do whatever you want and everybody will love your designs. I guess that's probably one of the reasons why I still do it, and why I like having fun, and why I like to try to keep expanding on it. And heck, you even saw like a couple of videos that I made about it. Like, you see in the one where the Thanksgiving video, or the Not Home Alone video where I had a Nerf blaster in there. Or I even made a Nerf video on just the number of combinations I have. You probably didn't see all of them, but it's there. You can see how invested I am into this. And plus, even in the last vlog, you saw me getting one. You can see it up here. I guess I would say like my favorite part about this hobby is just that the possibilities are endless. I may have alliterated this so many times already, but it's just, I'm so excited to be a part of it. And I'm so excited to even tell you guys about it. Because it's something that I love the most. I'm happy doing it, and it's something that I will never stop loving it and not do it anymore. Yeah, it may be hard with this whole pandemic and everything, but we've never given up. I've never given up. Even during like the past 2020 year, I have still been going to events. I'm still seeing people who I like to talk with, battle with, and seeing all the different combinations. Heck, with me and my squad, we have a meeting every 2 weeks where we just keep developing and modifying our blasters that we get, and painting them and doing all the things to get the dream blasters we want, just to have it all. Yeah, there's a difference between what I have with my modified blasters and my stock blasters. There are certain games that require that you can just have just the store-bought blasters, but that doesn't matter. Man, I'm so excited for this. I just feel like I would want to show you exactly all the blasters I have, or even the ones I love. Probably be a lot better if I just did all that in a separate video. I feel like it would be more justice to go over exactly what I have versus putting it all on one video, because that was a lot to get out of. I feel like I finally got it off my chest, and I love it. I guess you probably know a good chunk about me with my hobbies, and that being now Nerf, painting, making videos. Maybe I'll do one on Dungeons & Dragons at one point. But that's something for another day. Yeah, I hope I helped anybody notice that this hobby exists and maybe would want to try it. If any of you are interested in trying this, hit me up in the description below and I will link on several places where you can go and enjoy this hobby. I know a couple of groups who would love to get more players, or even I have a group. If you're interested in that, let me know down below. I can also give you some other sources that would help understand what the hobby is all about and get you excited. Maybe like some videos, some YouTubers who also do this. And if you also want to see a full video on my collection, whether it would be the blasters themselves or the gear I use or just any of the tools I use to modify my blasters, let me know and I will make that a special video for you guys. Tell me right in below if you do. In the meantime, hope you guys like this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment, do whatever you want to do. Help spread the word out for this Nerf community, and love you guys for watching, and so we'll see you guys later. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and until then, don't forget to eat your greens, call your parents, they miss you, they want to hear from you. We'll see you guys later.